Good evening everyone and welcome to our presentation on learning to play a musical instrument. My name is Ralph Rivers-Lloyd. This will go for about 10 minutes and my aim is to inspire you to take the leap and possibly open yourself up to learning something that you might have thought was impossible. It may also give you some encouragement to overcome early hurdles of learning to play. Fun fact, did you know that 39 people a year are admitted to hospital for testing 9-volt batteries with their tongue? May not seem like it's relevant, but a guitar tuner is powered by a 9-volt battery. If you turn on your tuner and it doesn't work, don't take out the battery and test it on your tongue. Just accept that you have to replace the battery. They are not expensive. Now, first of all, I'm going to answer the question that is on all of your minds. Why? Why learn to play? I'm happy just listening to music. I'm happy going to concerts. Why should I learn to play? Well, this is perhaps the easiest question to answer. Quite simply, playing a musical instrument is fun. Quite the same as an artist would find painting fun, or an actor performing live on stage finds it fun. Playing an instrument is an artistic release. Another reason to play the instrument, and this is my favourite, is to unlock the magic. When listening to music, it all sounds so complicated to play. However, the more you learn, the more you find out that there are lots of easy songs out there. There are a great many beginner level songs, and when you start playing them, you will feel and hear the magic from the instrument. Now, I admit, it does all sound a bit hammy, but I've been in your shoes, thinking that I wasn't good enough to play. And then once I learned some easy songs, I unlocked the magic, found the groove to the song, and finding the groove to your favourite song is a wholly rewarding experience. Have I piqued your interest yet? Well, maybe you are smiling at me, and there's worse things. Alright, so let's say you are interested in playing. What next? You'll need something to play, of course. Your first instrument should be an accessible instrument. One that's relatively easy to find ways of how to play on YouTube or on the internet, but also an accessible instrument in that maybe somebody owns one of the instruments already. You might have a friend who owns a guitar, you might have a friend who owns a piano. Either way, if you're a little shy about spending money on something you might not enjoy, finding a readily available instrument could be the way to go. Unless, of course, your best friend owns a euphonium. You don't want that. In which case you may want to take the plunge and make a purchase. Now, this can be some dicey ground, especially if you're purchasing second hand. For a guitar, the pickups may be dull, the neck could be bent, the bridge could be pulled up, the tuning pegs could be going out, which makes your guitar lose tune, the pickups might not work through the amp properly. It's potentially a minefield. And quite often, purchasing a second-hand instrument can be a false economy, much the same as purchasing a dirt cheap instrument for a brand new. I guarantee you will know someone who can provide you some unbiased advice on where to go and where to look when buying an instrument. But of course, the next big question is, how much should you expect to pay? Now, if you want to buy a 25th anniversary Fender Telecaster, prepare to part with a few grand. I don't recommend this as being your first instrument. Your local music shop will have some acoustic guitars for around the $100 mark. Electric guitars, they might be about double that. But of course, an electric guitar, you'll need an amp, you need a lead, you need some other accessories. Most music shops will offer a beginner set for around about $350. They'll have some varying components within this, but ultimately you'll get the guitar, you get the amp, you get the strap, and you get a lead to plug it in with. Now, don't go too cheap with your instrument, otherwise your instrument could lose its sound quickly and that will easily dissuade you if you're just starting out. Now with me, I have a bass pack purchased from an Australian guitar manufacturer. I'm not going to give them a free plug. This is not a sponsored purchase. This is a purchase made because we actually wanted the item. Now, what came with this? We got the tuner, we got spare set of strings, the guitar, the case, the lead, the amp, and also 6 picks. The set of strings by itself is $50, an amp by itself is $100, and yet the entire lot there was delivered to my doorstep for $239. If you're serious about learning, I strongly encourage you to do your homework and have a good shop around before making your purchase. So, now you have your instrument. Next thing you do is to find some favourite songs to practice. Now, I strongly urge you to find a song you've heard a million times. You've got to know the timing. The timing is one of the hardest things to learn, and unless you've heard the song a million times, you're going to fail at the timing at your first hurdle. Now, here comes the best piece of music advice I've ever received. Listen to this, because this is gold. Practice for 15 minutes a day. Don't find a 1 hour block a week to practice. The repetition helps you get into the habit of playing your music every day. It develops muscle memory, so your fingers will know more instinctively on where to place your fingers when you're making a chord. And also, most importantly, playing for 15 minutes a day will get you used to the sound of your instrument. One day you'll hear a song in the radio, you recognise the chords and you go, you know what, I think I can play that. And then you go home and you tell your friend to stop playing their annoying euphonium, and you plug in your guitar and away you go, you'll be able to play. This is the click moment. Every guitarist, every musician, I'm a guitarist, every musician finds that click moment. And just when everything sinks in, everything comes together, and you can actually do what you're aiming to do to start off with, and that is just to be able to pick up your instrument and play whatever song you want. Now, it is not all smooth sailing. There is one thing I need to warn you about when you first play an instrument. You will suck. You will suck harder than anything before. You will suck like a brand new vacuum cleaner. Everyone sucks when they first play, unless you're a prodigy, in which case this is not for you. For instance, first song I learned to play was a song called Freak by Silverchair. It is 2 notes. One of those notes you don't even have to have any fingers on the fretboard, which is this. However, because I royally sucked at timing, this is how it sounds. It sounded awful. Of course, now, yes, I can play it, thankfully. Also, that's a good demonstration of what a guitar from the manufacturer sounds like. It was relatively cheap. It was cheaper than the other options from the music shop, which is why I suggest you do have a look around. However, the simplicity of that song does demonstrate one vital part of learning. Keep it simple. You're not going to be a master on your first day, and it would not be a rewarding challenge if it was just that easy to pick up your guitar and become Eddie Van Halen straight away. That guy slept with his guitar, practiced for 10,000 hours like every master. You're just going to have to put the work to it. But when starting out, I do recommend that you do play along with the song on your radio and play your music, play your instrument aloud. Get to know what your instrument sounds like. Play individual notes. Play lots of chords. Don't restrict yourself also to just playing songs. Have some fun with it. Music is a language. Like any language, it's built on a system of rules and structures, but like any language, it also has slang. You can just make up things on the spot, and people will think that you're playing a song that they don't know. Unbeknownst to them, you're playing a song that you don't know either. You're just tinkering around. So that is all for my presentation. Last of all, does anybody have any questions? Okay, well thank you very much for listening. I have some flyers also to give you with websites on where to find tablature, which is the first step into finding music and playing. And thank you very much once again for listening.